Hello everyone! The global music world was left stunned when a simple Instagram story from Bruno suddenly turned into an international talking point. Without a big announcement, without days of teasers, Bruno unexpectedly shared a snippet of a Korean newspaper article featuring one name that instantly grabbed attention: Rose. The headline was sharp, the message was clear, and the impact spread across the world almost immediately. Within minutes, fans realized this was no ordinary post. It was a powerful signal that something major was shifting on the global music stage. The article Bruno Mars shared carried a striking headline: K-pop opens the door to the Grammy. The phrase felt almost historical. A photo of Bruno and Rose performing the song APT on the Grammy stage became the main focus. It wasn't just documentation, but a symbol that this collaboration had broken through cultural and industry boundaries. Many fell silent because that brief post seemed to say that a new era had officially begun and the world needed to pay attention. What made the situation even more surprising was the timing and the way it happened. Bruno Mars wasn't promoting a new album, nor was he in the middle of a major tour. He simply chose to repost a Korean newspaper article. Yet the impact was massive. Fans began asking, why was Bruno so openly vocal about supporting Rose? The answer slowly became clear. This wasn't just about the song APT, but about recognition and the position of K-pop at the highest level of the global music industry. The performance of APT at the 2026 Grammy Awards didn't take home a trophy, but that was exactly where its power lay. The song opened the ceremony, watched by millions of viewers around the world. Rose's stage presence blended naturally with Bruno's, creating a moment that felt fresh and bold. Many music critics called it a symbolic performance, proof that K-pop was no longer a guest but part of the Grammy main stage. Public reaction exploded. Western media, Asian outlets, and music industry analysts all discussed the same thing: the bold decision by the Grammys to place this collaboration as the opening act. Bruno Mars, as a global pop icon, seemed to be saying that Rose deserved to stand on that stage as an equal. His Instagram story was soon flooded with screenshots, long discussions, and speculation about the future of their collaboration, rumors suggesting that APT might not be the end. Amid the excitement, an old statement from Bruno Mars resurfaced. He had once mentioned the possibility of releasing another collaboration with Rose. When he reposted that Korean newspaper article, many fans saw it as a strong hint. Was this a sign that a new project was already in the works? Or was it a message that their collaboration carried a deeper meaning beyond just music? These questions only fueled public anticipation. The same article also highlighted how K-pop's influence continues to expand within the global music industry. Rose was described as a key figure in this wave, not just because of her popularity, but because of her quality and consistency. The fact that she performed alongside Bruno Mars at the Grammys reinforced the idea that K-pop had moved beyond the phase of proving itself. The genre now stands as a powerful force, capable of shaping global music culture. For fans, the moment felt deeply emotional. Rose, known for her long journey and relentless hard work, had reached a point where her name was being discussed in the context of Grammy history. Even though APT didn't win, many fans felt the real victory lay in recognition. Bruno Mars openly showing his support was seen as a form of validation that could not be underestimated. But the story didn't end there. That Instagram story was only the initial spark. Afterward, discussions about Rose and K-pop at the Grammys grew even wider. Many realized that what happened on that stage marked the beginning of a major shift. The question was no longer whether K-pop was accepted, but how far its influence would continue to grow. And once again, Bruno Mars's name became a key point of interest in that conversation. Looking deeper, Grammy 2026 appeared different from previous years. Rose's presence as an opening performer alongside Bruno Mars was not a random decision. It reflected changing global tastes and a more inclusive pop culture landscape. When Bruno shared the article, it felt like confirmation that the Grammys' decision was not an experiment, but a conscious step toward a new direction. Rose herself made history. She was reported as the first K-pop artist to receive more than one nomination in major Grammy categories. This fact added even more weight to Bruno Mars's post. It wasn't just personal support, it was recognition of concrete achievements. International media began crafting a new narrative, positioning Rose as a symbol of K-pop's transition from a regional phenomenon to a global force. Interestingly, the Korean newspaper article didn't only discuss the performance but also its impact. It emphasized how cross-cultural collaborations can open new perspectives in the music industry. When an American pop icon amplifies news from Korean media, geographical boundaries start to blur. This was no longer about East versus West, but about music as a universal language. The response from the K-pop community was equally strong. Many felt this moment validated the long journey of the genre. Rose wasn't just carrying the name of BLACKPINK, she was representing a generation of Asian artists who now have greater space on the global stage. Through his posts, Bruno Mars was seen as helping push this narrative into a more serious and undeniable realm. From an industry perspective, some observers viewed the post as a strategic move. Bruno Mars is known for rarely sharing anything without purpose. When he chose to repost a newspaper article, the message felt deliberate and powerful. Many believe it was a subtle statement that cross-cultural collaborations are not a temporary trend, but the future of the global music industry. The song APT itself experienced a surge in popularity after this moment. Streams increased, searches spiked, and social media discussions intensified. Audiences who were previously unfamiliar with Rose began exploring her work. This was the domino effect of a single performance and a single Instagram story, one that opened the door to a whole new audience. There was also an emotional side that couldn't be ignored. For Rose, opening the Grammy stage was a deeply meaningful achievement. Fans recalled her early days, long training periods, and the pressure of the industry. When Bruno Mars publicly showed his support, it felt like recognition of hard work that often goes unseen. The moment also sparked broader discussions about the future of the Grammys themselves. Would the awards become more open to non-Western genres and cultures? Rose and Bruno's performance became tangible, proof that such change was not only possible, but necessary. The article Bruno shared strengthened the argument that the global music landscape is moving toward greater diversity and inclusion. Many see this moment as a turning point, where K-pop once had to fight hard for space. That space is now opening wider. Rose stands at the forefront of that shift. And when someone like Bruno Mars helps amplify the story, the impact becomes exponentially larger because the message comes from a figure long respected within the global music industry. Speculation about future collaborations only grew stronger. Bruno's old statement about working with Rose again circulated widely. Fans began connecting every detail, from the choice of article to the timing of the post. Was it simply nostalgia for a Grammy moment, or an early signal of something bigger? The question continues to linger, keeping public curiosity alive. What's certain is that Grammy 2026 will be remembered as a significant moment in K-pop history, not because of a trophy but because of recognition. Rose emerged as a representative of change, while Bruno Mars acted as a bridge between two worlds. That Korean newspaper article has now become a symbolic archive of a shifting era. Social media once again proved its power in shaping narratives. A single Instagram story triggered discussions across countries and languages. Bruno Mars may have intended only to show support, but the impact went far beyond expectations. Rose became the focal point, and conversations about K-pop at the Grammys became inseparable from the industry's main discourse. For younger generations, this moment offers new inspiration. It shows that cross-cultural collaboration is no longer a distant dream. Rose stands as real proof that hard work and consistency can bring Asian artists to the highest stages in the world. Bruno Mars's support reinforced the message that music knows no boundaries, as long as quality and courage are maintained. Looking further, this story also reflects changing global tastes. Audiences are now more open, more curious, and more appreciative of diversity. The Grammys, as a symbol of the Western music industry, are beginning to reflect that reality. Bruno Mars's post serves as a reminder that big changes often begin with small, well-timed actions. Rose is no longer seen solely as a K-pop idol, but as a global artist. Every move she makes is watched, every collaboration analyzed. Her Grammy performance with Bruno Mars stands as one of the most defining moments of her career. That reposted newspaper article only strengthened her position as an artist writing her own history. Behind all the spotlight lies a simple but powerful message. Recognition doesn't always come in the form of a trophy. Sometimes it comes through open support from fellow major artists. Bruno Mars chose his own way to express that, and the world understood the message clearly. Rose is not alone on this journey. As time goes on, this moment will likely continue to be discussed. Every time the Grammys talk about K-pop, Rose's name and the performance of APT will resurface. That Instagram story has now become a key reference in conversations about how K-pop steadily and decisively breaks through the global music industry. The question now is, what comes next? Will a new collaboration be announced soon? Or will Rose make history again through her solo projects? Bruno Mars has ignited curiosity, and the public is waiting for what follows. In the music world, moments like this rarely happen without something bigger on the horizon. One thing is certain: Grammy 2026 has left an unforgettable mark. Rose and Bruno Mars proved that music can unite cultures and create new narratives. That Korean newspaper article is no longer just news, but a symbol of change and hope for artists around the world. Now it's your turn. Do you think Bruno Mars's post was simply a gesture of support, or the first signal of a new K-pop era at the Grammys? Will another collaboration with Rose really happen? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over, and your voice is part of this global conversation.